Hey guys, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I am so extremely excited to share this what's for dinner with you guys because I included a couple of our favorite meals along with some new ones. So I was just super stoked to give these recipes a try and to share them with you all, how we liked them and how we enjoyed them. So if you try any of these out, please leave it in the comments how you and your family liked them as well. And let's go ahead and get on into the cooking. Okay, so Monday night we tried a new recipe that we absolutely loved. I've made this once before and we just was really wanting it again. So I made it this week and it is dirty rice. I first started by just chopping up some onions, putting some olive oil in the pan and just sauteing these until they were translucent. And I just diced my onions kind of 50-50. I finely chopped some of them and then just split my onion in half and sliced them that way. And now I'm going to continue to chop some peppers up, and I just chopped these in fine pieces. Okay, so after I get my bell peppers diced up how small I want them, I'm just going to add them into the pan with my onions. I wanted my onions to be a slight bit softer, so that's why I let them go ahead and cook while I was chopping up my bell pepper. Now I'm just going to finely dice or mince some garlic. I done about 3 cloves, and while I was doing this, I went and added my sweet Italian sausage into my pan so that can be cooking. And then when that's done cooking, I'm just going to add in my garlic, saute it for just about 30 seconds, and let that set until I can smell the garlic. And after that's sauteed, I'm going to add in all my spices. Now I'm just going to add a cup of long grain white rice and saute it just for about 45 seconds. And then to that, I'm just going to add my wine in and let the alcohol cook off of it first before I'm going to cover it and just let it simmer. And then I just finally chopped up some chives, parsley, and some Roman tomatoes to top it off with. So you can either put the garnish on the dish while it's in the skillet, or you can serve it plate by plate and garnish it that way if you have some people that may not like it. But if you guys like rice, or even if you don't, I would 100% recommend this meal because we have somebody that don't like rice and they love this. We've had it twice in the past 2 weeks. It is so good, and like I could not recommend this enough. It was just so full of flavor and was amazing in every single way. So in this bowl we just chopped up some bell peppers and onions, and we're using my little gooseberry bowl that I got this week. I absolutely love Pyrex bowls. I just got this week. We came in and used it for dinner. And then in this bowl we've minced up some garlic just finely. And then this is another one of my Pyrex bowls that I absolutely love. We've just got some oil in it to mix up the potatoes. And we're using some red potatoes tonight for dinner. We're having roasted potatoes, some tenderloin, and some broccoli. And these are the potatoes just on the sheet pan mixed up with that garlic and some olive oil, and then we just place them in the oven to be roasted. And while those were cooking, we just fried up some tenderloin in the skillet. We just seasoned these with some salt and pepper, just very basic. And then here are those onions and bell peppers just sauteing in a skillet. These potatoes were so good. And then we just had some steamed broccoli to go along with it. So for Wednesday night, this was just a throw together meal. We wanted some chicken teriyaki and I had no clue really how to make it. So I just pulled out some things out of my refrigerator and pantry and went for it, and it turned out so awesome. So I just started off by seasoning our chicken tenderloins with salt and pepper, and I just used about 1.5 pounds. Put some olive oil in my pan, and then I got up the excess by just using a paper towel to rub around my skillet. And I let my skillet get hot before I added the chicken into my skillet because I wanted a nice sear on it. And I also like to use the tenderloin because they are a lot easier to work with and they cook a lot faster. And personally, I don't think they dry out as bad. And in this pot, I'm just putting in a cup of jasmine rice, washing it and rinsing it, and then adding water till it's right above where the rice is sitting at in the pot. Okay, so this is what I'm putting in our stir fry mix. I'm just going to put some kikkoman teriyaki marinating sauce, some of this fried rice seasoning mix from Kroger, just a tiny bit of sriracha, and then probably like a tablespoon of oyster sauce. So, and I put probably about a tablespoon of teriyaki sauce in it too. So I'm just going to take all that chicken out of the skillet, let it rest for a minute before I cut into it. I'm just going to slice it in bite-sized pieces before I add it into the skillet to add all the seasonings to it. So I'm going to add in all of my wet seasonings into my chicken before I add the dry. So I'm going to add the oyster sauce, the sriracha, the soy sauce, and then I'm going to add in that little fried rice seasoning after I get this all mixed in to the chicken. Now I'm just going to add in that fried rice seasoning mix. And I ended up adding about 1/2 of the packet, and then just to get that mixed in well with my chicken. I just added a little bit of water and cooked that until it was cooked out. Okay, so for another side, I just cooked one of these bird's eye steam fresh bags. You cook them in the microwave for like 6 minutes. This one has broccoli, carrots, sugar snap peas, and water chestnuts. And I really love like broccoli, carrots, and water chestnuts with my stir fry. So this was just an easy, quick side that didn't really take a lot of time or was a lot of hassle. So I just heated this up in the microwave, and we're gonna have this to go along with it. So this was our finished plate. I just laid a thin layer of rice on our plates and put some of the chicken and sauce on top. I ate a side of the vegetables that I cooked, and then we get this yum yum sauce from a Japanese restaurant like local to us, and we're just gonna drizzle that over the whole plate. So that is what's for dinner tonight. Okay, so these are all the spices I'm gonna be using for our chicken. We're gonna be using some dried dill, black pepper, some garlic powder, onion powder, parsley flakes, and some dried chives. And I'm just gonna put them in a little container that is just airtight, so it'll be ready for me in the morning when I have to put it in the crock pot. So this is the next morning, Thursday morning, and I'm just adding about a pound of chicken into my crock pot in a thin layer. And I'm just going to take all those spices that I prepped the night before and just sprinkle them over my chicken. It was a ton of spices and I was really worried about it, but it turned out fine. And now I'm just going to cut up an 8-ounce block of cream cheese into cubes and just add it on top of my chicken. Put the lid on it and put it on low, and it cooked for about 8 hours. And then after I got done putting all of my cream cheese in here, I just added about a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. The recipe didn't call for this, but I was really afraid of it being too dry. Okay, so I just got home from work and this is what it looks like. It honestly doesn't look like the cream cheese has melted much, but maybe when I start tearing into the chicken, it'll be a little bit more meltier than what it looks. So I'm going to go ahead and shred up the chicken and get to cooking my bacon that's going to go in it. So I am frying up about a pound of bacon. In my opinion, you could use more or less depending on how your family likes bacon. If you don't like it as well, I guess you could use less, but we're huge bacon lovers, so I used a whole pound and fried it up. And you just want to get it nice and crispy so it'll crumble up to go into your chicken. Okay, so this was just something a little funny, but Michael fried the bacon, and this is like his first attempt, and this is his second. It was like the very first time he had ever fried bacon. So, big improvement. It went from like burning it to not burning it. So I'm gonna crumble this up and put it in our pot with our chicken mixture. So this is all the stuff that I'm gonna put in our chicken mixture in the crock pot. This is just like probably about a half a cup of bacon, a cup of, it calls for cheddar cheese, but we didn't have a full cup of cheddar cheese, so this is just cheddar cheese and mozzarella and then like a casserole blend. And then it calls for like fresh onions or chives. These are just some green onions that I cut up. I'm not going to put a lot of these in it because some people that are eating it tonight for dinner aren't a fan of green onions, so I'm just going to put a little bit of them in there, and then if we want more we can just top it with it after we put it on our plate. Okay, so I'm going to start by just sprinkling over my cup of cheddar cheese on my chicken. And then I'm going to add my bacon. And I'm just going to add just a few green onions because, like I said, some people in the house don't like green onions that well. So I'm just going to put a couple in here. And then I'm going to mix this up, put the lid back on it for a little while, and let it melt all together. So this was my plate. I just ate the chicken with a side of broccoli and some seasoned potatoes. These were just steamable bags of sides that we chose to eat this night. And Michael ate his on just a bun as a sandwich with some of those seasoned potatoes as a side to go with it. Me and Michael both agreed that this chicken was super good, but we honestly think it would have made a better dip as versus a whole meal. So if you guys give this a try it out as a dip instead and let us know how you like it. So for the last dinner of the week, we are having stuffed peppers. I absolutely love stuffed peppers, and I have recently been making them with ground turkey, and they have turned out so amazing. So tonight's stuffed peppers, I'm just adding in a pound of ground turkey along with some sweet Italian sausages. These were just on sale at my Kroger. And then I'm going to dice up some onions very finely because I don't want to get like a huge chunk of onion in our pepper. Then I went ahead and cut my peppers just in half and washed them off really well. Okay, so over here I've just chopped up some bell peppers, onions, and then 2 cloves of garlic. And then in our little spice bowl here, I've got some salt, pepper, oregano, parsley, celery leaf, and some thyme. Okay, so to this skillet, along with the ground turkey you guys seen me put in, I just added a pound of ground beef and 3 of those smoked sausages, the sweet sausage. And then to this, I'm going to add our onions and peppers and garlic. And I've just got some potatoes boiling in a pot beside of my stuffed pepper mixture because we're going to have some mashed potatoes to go along with our peppers. So now that my meat and my onions and peppers are all cooked, I'm just going to add all of my spices in there and mix it up. So now after that has cooked for a little bit, I'm just going to add in a half a block of 8-ounce cream cheese into the meat and cut that up and wait until it's completely melted. So now I'm just going to prep my pan that I'm going to be baking my peppers in with some canola oil. I'm going to wipe out the excess oil, and then I'm just going to lay my peppers in here however they fit. And then when I get all my peppers fit in my pan, I'm just going to start adding that mixture into them. I fill ours up pretty full. And to mash our potatoes, we just add them into our KitchenAid mixer with a half a cup of butter and some cream. And we're just going to mix that up and add a little bit more cream until we get it to the consistency we like. We probably added in about a half a cup of the cream into the potatoes, and then you can salt and pepper them to your liking. So after I got the mashed potatoes mashed up, I just added some marinara sauce on top of our peppers. I use just store-bought, whatever you like will work. And then I just topped it off with some Parmesan and mozzarella cheese. And covered them with aluminum foil and then popped them in the oven. And this is what they looked like when they were done. They were so good. I love stuffed peppers, and I would highly recommend this recipe. If you guys give it a try, let me know how you guys like it down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I was so excited to share these recipes with you guys. And once again, if you guys give any of them a try, just leave in the comments how you liked them or over on my Instagram. I love to hear feedback from you guys and to hear that you guys enjoyed the recipes as well. If you all enjoyed this video, please press the like button, and if you don't want to miss out on any future videos, press the subscribe button along with that notification bell so you won't miss out on any of my future videos. And I hope you guys liked this video as much as I enjoyed filming it for you guys, and I will see you all in the next one.